A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a dramatic escalation of trade tensions, China has expressed strong condemnation of the United States following the issuance of new guidelines on AI chip exports. The Chinese Commerce Ministry issued a statement on Monday, accusing the U.S. of harming Chinese interests through its recent actions, which include halting the sale of chip design software and planning to revoke visas for Chinese students. This latest development comes after a fragile truce was established in the ongoing trade war between the two nations, with both sides having agreed to reduce tariffs in a bid to restart stalled trade. However, the recent actions taken by the U.S. have sparked fears that this truce may be short-lived. The agreement, which is set to last for 90 days, was intended to provide a window for negotiators from both countries to work towards a more comprehensive resolution. Nonetheless, the elevated tariffs, which remain higher than those imposed before President Donald Trump's administration, leave businesses and investors grappling with uncertainty regarding the future of U.S.-China trade relations. U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer announced that the U.S. would lower the previously imposed 145% tax to 30%, while China agreed to reduce its tariff on U.S. goods from 125% to 10%. The Chinese government asserts that it has complied with the agreement by suspending or canceling tariffs and non-tariff measures against the U.S. However, the Commerce Ministry's statement pointed fingers at the U.S. for exacerbating the already volatile economic and trade relations between the two countries. The ministry emphasized that the U.S. has unilaterally provoked new frictions, undermining the stability of bilateral relations. Furthermore, it warned of potential retaliation, stating that China would take resolute and forceful measures to protect its legitimate rights and interests. The escalating tensions reached a new peak as President Trump publicly accused China of violating the trade agreement. In a social media post, Trump declared, "The bad news is that China, perhaps not surprisingly to some, has totally violated ITS agreement with U.S." He later expressed hope that he could resolve the issues with Chinese President Xi Jinping in an upcoming conversation. In response to Trump's accusations, the Chinese Commerce Ministry rejected the claims, stating that the U.S. was misrepresenting the facts. The ministry urged the U.S. to acknowledge its own shortcomings and cease spreading misinformation. U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick added fuel to the fire, suggesting that China was stalling the deal and that the U.S. was taking measures to demonstrate the consequences of such actions. The Trump administration's hardline approach also included the announcement of visa revocations for Chinese students studying in the U.S., a move that could impact over 275,000 Chinese students currently enrolled in American universities. As both nations vie for dominance in advanced technologies such as artificial intelligence, the stakes are high. The U.S. aims to restrict China's access to cutting-edge computer chips, while China is determined to challenge the U.S. as the leading power in the Asia-Pacific region, particularly through its ambitions regarding Taiwan. This ongoing saga of trade negotiations and technological rivalry continues to unfold, leaving the global community watching closely as the two largest economies navigate their complex relationship. As the situation develops, further updates will be provided on this critical issue that impacts not only the U.S. and China, but the entire world economy. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.